That's wonderful to know there'll be M-rated games in here. Nintendo doesn't need to be family friendly. Okay, here we go again. Another Nintendo Direct. This is my third Nintendo Direct that I'm finally watching. The Nintendo Switch 2 is actually the main presentation, but I can only imagine what type of announcements there'll be. There'll likely be more Mario content because Nintendo never shuts the fuck up about Mario. In any case, I shouldn't be surprised about any announcements related to Mario, and possibly Zelda. Who knows? Okay, here we go. The Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. What have you got, Nintendo? Alright, what is this? There's Yoshi! That can only tell me one thing! This is a Mario game! But what type of Mario game? Unless it's a spin-off or something. Or maybe it's just a reference. Nintendo likes to do that all the time. Oh, fuck off! I should have known! Obviously, they couldn't skip Mario Kart again. What's a Nintendo console without a Mario Kart game? They clearly had plans for this. I should have seen it coming, but this doesn't surprise me. Speaking of Mario Kart, I haven't played every single installment, even when they were released on the GameCube and Wii, unfortunately. But I've had my fair share of Mario Kart experiences. Unfortunately, even if this does seem fun, I do sense some problems. My concern with the Mario Kart series is that it's been around too long, and it's not far from the truth that Nintendo has potentially lost innovation. On the surface, it may be difficult to believe, but there will be comparisons to Double Dash, Mario Kart Wii, 7, 8, and possibly, if you really do give a shit to go all the way back to its history, Mario Kart 64. It shouldn't be difficult to realize that Nintendo has overplayed this franchise. Yes, there's also copycats, but some of them actually did this concept better. I'm not saying that this game won't be fun to anybody, but I will say that it does need to be free to play, so that way they don't make it too expensive and do something really stupid that would make people turn against it. Hopefully not. In any case, I'm not going to be able to play this anyway because I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2. But if I ever did, and hopefully if this were free to play, this would be one of the first games that I've downloaded. But we'll see what happens. Oh, here we go.
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto.
Welcome back.
And I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct.
Clearly, there's only 3 of you.
I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
I can see that clearly.
I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
Couldn't be any more obvious.
And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
I have to inspect this now.
What you just saw was Mario Kart World, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2.
As always.
Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
I think this Mario Kart game might be too similar to the other ones by rehashing the same ideas as always.
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
I'll wait for it.
Welcome to this vast world.
Bigger than GTA 6?
Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe.
Does this include previous Mario levels? Because I'm very curious.
Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
Right, because changing the weather and so on in real time is such a fucking innovative concept. There's plenty of games, including Metal Gear Solid, that did it.
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose and causes people to be considered cheaters?
In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place.
That shouldn't be too difficult, right? It shouldn't.
But don't sleep at the wheel.
Why would I?
You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition.
Oh, okay.
With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history,
really?
The competition is gearing up.
Well, it shouldn't be too difficult to get past these people if you're good with power-ups.
Introducing Knockout Tour.
What in the hell is Knockout Tour?
Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
Okay, so it couldn't have been any more obvious by you having to use these damn objects to knock people off course.
There are multiple checkpoints along the way.
Checkpoints or traps?
If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
Surely it'll be fair and non-exploitive, right?
Can you make it all the way to the finish line?
Hypothetically speaking, if I did have this game and I were able to prove whether or not it were fair, then we'd be talking.
You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam.
Now that's more understandable than going off course in the fucking race!
By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes.
Wow!
So drive wherever your heart takes you.
Such innovation from Nintendo, as if they should have done this before!
You can also go for scenic drives with friends.
What goddamn friends?
And even take photos together at different locations.
You know, the idea of this doesn't sound too bad, especially if some people actually do have friends that they could be doing this shit with, but their main concern should be replay value, even if you did have friends, so the experience is more enriching.
A brand new race across the entire world starts here.
Starts later for me.
Mario Kart World!
World!
The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
No shit, of course it would.
More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct.
Wonderful!
So be on the lookout for more information in the future.
I'm doubtful I'll react to that, but thanks for sharing anyway.
Mario Kart World launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, it was mentioned the first time.
We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
I'm not that excited about it, but thanks for sharing anyway.
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, I've got to know more about this shit.
These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2.
Are there no drifting issues? I just have to know.
And on the right Joy-Con 2, we've added a new C button.
Why is it new? Why couldn't you have done that before?
Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
Well, this shit better have a very goddamn good explanation because holy shit. Okay, so we start with a female playing a game. Clearly Mario Kart. It's a bit too fucking late to address that she's alone because we can clearly see it.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys.
I don't think she's actually playing if she's not gonna be more enthusiastic. The fuck is this supposed to mean? They don't sound very excited playing this. Oh shit, I thought that was a woman. It doesn't seem like they're actually playing, but alright.
Introducing Game Chat,
Huh?
a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
How and why in the fuck is Game Chat a new feature for the goddamn Nintendo Switch when it should have already been there? That doesn't make any sense.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Again, why wasn't this already implemented? You have multiplayer as the main focus for your audiences.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
Once again, I should have been able to do this shit before.
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a distance.
Well, that could be very fucking complicated, especially if more than one person is talking in the same room.
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
Once again, doesn't it compromise the experience when so many people are talking all at once?
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family.
That's a bold assumption.
If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
That'll be very resourceful to see whether or not someone's fucking cheating.
you can also share your game screen.
Then everybody could also see whether or not I'm actually doing this the right way instead of just pretending like I give a shit. I'm very skilled at racing games. I should know because I've completed the entirety of Crash Team Racing, which is another game that did more innovation after Mario Kart. But who in the fuck would subject themselves to this when they'd have to worry about lag and also being distracted?
You can chat to your heart's content, even while playing different games.
I think I'll just avoid that so that way I'm more focused on winning the race instead of being distracted. The concept of multitasking isn't a terrible idea, but from what I'm seeing, it seems like it's not working well with all this fucking lag on screen. I'm not fucking dumb, I see the Switch Online footage, goddammit.
You can adjust the size of your game screen,
The idea of that sounds like it's helpful, but I don't want to distract myself while I'm playing an entirely different fucking game at the same time. That could cause me to lose the race!
or expand another friend's game screen.
There's no reason to stream snipe your friends while you're fucking playing one goddamn game at the same time, especially if it's a racing game where you could see where the hell they are. Again, doesn't this seemingly compromise it as cheating?
So everyone can watch them play.
Listen, if somehow I were able to see my hypothetical hot female friend walk around butt naked or use a nude mod in a video game that we're playing at the same time, I don't want to have any goddamn distractions. I'd be avoiding it all fucking together.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button.
What does it do?
With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's what the idea is here? This is what you guys have decided to do with this button that should have already had this fucking feature before?
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more.
Now we can?
And there's this.
Oh god. Where's my hot female friend?
By connecting this camera to the system.
Please be in 4K 60 frames.
Hey!
Hey, our first names are similar. I thought Patrick was a woman. Oh, fuck off. Just say hello.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Don't mind me. I'm just spectating.
You can appear on screen and video chat while playing a game.
This is seriously some Skype quality shit. It seems like Nintendo's trying to avoid using Discord even though it paved the way.
Here's how it looks with just the camera.
I can only imagine how much of a field day my hypothetical hot female friend would have trying to distract me.
Please look forward to games which use your camera feed like this.
Hold on a minute, Nintendo. What about our Nintendo Miis? Remember how we created those and they were all integrated with all of the games? It was one of your biggest gimmicks on the Wii's and 3DS.
Using game chat, even when you're apart, you can play games and hang out as if you were together in the same room.
It's not original.
Play together or compete in online multiplayer games.
With all that fucking lag, I highly doubt it'll last long.
Chat while playing your personal favorites.
It's Diddy Kong Racing and I never lost while playing it.
Decide your own rules for a retro game competition.
It'll be firm but fair.
Or hold a sports competition between families.
I'm the master of Wii Sports Tennis.
All together, anytime, anywhere. anywhere.
Unless your internet sucks.
Game chat.
Okay, where's my hot female friend? Nowhere? Nobody? Okay, I guess I'm playing alone.
What did you think?
It was very strange.
In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and friends, almost as if you're all playing together in the same place.
It's a nice gesture, but it isn't an innovative concept.
The camera you saw in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which will be available on the same day as Switch 2.
It better be free and included instead of separate and expensive.
A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use Game Chat.
Are you fucking around?
However, since we'd like as many people as possible to experience Game Chat,
Oh, really?
it will be available without a membership for a limited time.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We hope you'll try it out.
You're insane if you thought I'd subscribe to this bullshit.
Additionally, Game Chat supports the Nintendo Switch Parental Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted. For example, whether parental permission is always required when a child wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
Nintendo, there will always be loopholes. It's not gonna work.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and friends.
Yes, go on. Please enlighten me on your new additional features.
On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together.
Hot girl?
But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game.
Really?
With Game Share.
Please elaborate.
As shown here, even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game.
Really?
With Game Share, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2 or a Nintendo Switch system.
Bold assumption.
You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a time.
Without any lag, right? Because that's important.
Game Share also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier.
That shit should have been free.
Game Share can only be used with compatible games.
What?
This feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch.
You better add more games on that fucking list.
Game Share support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2,
Huh?
so we hope you'll look forward to it.
I'm fucking not.
Up next,
What is it? It's about the it's about the goddamn Joy-Cons. Oh god, here we go.
we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
I think I've got an idea of what it's like.
Please take a look.
Okay, fine. Tell me more. Right, a bigger screen, as if it should have been that way before.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen.
Wow!
Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch.
Please elaborate.
The system's thickness remains the same.
That's very bold, but is it going to surpass the size of Sega's Game Gear handheld?
With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch,
Wow!
you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
2 questions. Native or upscaled? Number 2, how's the lag? Oh, please elaborate how fucking smooth the Nintendo Switch 2
The
is.
screen supports up to 120 frames per second,
Wow!
allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Does it just have to be fucking selective titles? Seriously? Why in the fuck didn't you guys already have this?
The LCD screen is more vivid.
Really?
And supports HDR.
Really?
Providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images.
Looks blurry. Oh, that's wonderful. Finally, magnetic controllers.
The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically.
Do they drift?
Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system.
How strong?
Detach a controller easily by pressing the release button on the back.
Is it fragile? They seem to be emphasizing how big everything is now.
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally.
Bigger also doesn't always mean better, Nintendo.
The left and right sticks are now larger.
So that means bigger drifting. Alright, Nintendo, just port your games to PC already.
Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse to play with compatible games.
Mario Paint?
Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse control.
How did you fuck up the sound?
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes.
It wasn't like this before? It should have already had this built-in mic.
It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via Game Chat.
With the subscription?
It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly.
Not if everybody's talking, because then it gets complicated.
Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
Yes, we have this technology. It exists on computers also. My gaming laptops could do this. All I have to do is just switch the options. I could also get headphones that do it. Uh-oh, getting Wii flashbacks.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand.
How sturdy, Nintendo?
You can move it freely, like this.
Hopefully it's not as fragile as anything from China. There's 2 of them?
In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well.
That could make things complicated for shorter wires.
It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera
What's the length of the goddamn cord?
or charging in tabletop mode.
But what's the length? If it's too short, shit will start fucking popping out and falling over. Ugh, all these keywords, Nintendo.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage.
Wow!
8 times that of Nintendo Switch for storing your game downloads, save data, and more.
Again, why not before?
Reading and writing data is also faster.
It's almost as if you should have already done this before.
Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games.
What games?
HDR is also supported in TV mode.
Why can't we just do this across the board so it's not limited to certain games? I mean, goddamn, you got a whole fucking library. Oh, there's an overheating issue?
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool.
Elaborate.
This helps keep performance stable.
You should always have stable performance on an expensive console. It shouldn't be fucking up so much. What fucking compatible games?
On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
Once again, this seems like a nice gesture, but I think it's dumb that we don't have the majority of the games that we already bought in the fucking eShop years ago! I don't believe that Nintendo understood the assignment about backwards compatibility since their last direct! Holy shit.
As you just saw, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch.
Except that's what the fuck it is.
We redesigned the system from the ground up and packed in lots of new gameplay features.
So it is better.
And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game.
Please elaborate further.
Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello.
How's the weather down there?
My current location is actually inside the game itself.
So it's empty? What's this?
This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Huh? What?
Exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
So is it like PlayStation Home where you have all your amiibos and shit?
I'm standing over here.
Motherfucker, you all look alike.
Okay, everyone, join me inside the game.
I can't do shit without a Nintendo Switch or having this installed yet.
There are a lot of question mark icons here.
Me too.
Let's examine them.
Yes, let's examine all the questions here.
This sign reads, "Where are the magnets?"
This is trivia now? It's on the side.
The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach to the system with magnets.
Really?
And those magnets are inside the system.
Wow, what a discovery!
The SL and SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 are made of metal.
So the previous Switch only had plastic?
So that's how they attach to the system.
Assuming it's durable and won't fucking break off.
A magnetic circuit is formed between them, so they won't easily detach.
Yeah, you're saying that now, but what about if it's been used so many times? You gotta think about what happens in the future.
Through examining signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2.
What type of secrets?
Another example, the Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls.
Wonderful!
And when combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like this.
The Wii already pioneered this.
You can adjust the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by rotating the Joy-Con 2.
But what about the goddamn sensitivity? That's a big fucking concern.
By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible.
Yeah, just like the Wiimote!
There are secrets to discover even as you're playing minigames and tech demos.
Seriously, how many fucking secrets are there?
Some of the secrets range from the unique features of the system to tiny details you might not notice until they're pointed out. There are plenty.
That's random.
Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game
What?
on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Fuck off!
So please check it out if you're interested.
No, this shit should have been free!
Now, I'd like to share some more information regarding Nintendo Switch 2.
Please elaborate more, I have to know.
This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2 titles.
It looks like a goddamn memory card.
It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but it's now red and it has much faster data reading speed.
It looked no different!
Next up is additional storage.
That's not enough for me.
Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards.
Just those types of cards!
They're a different type of SD card and will make high-speed data transfers possible.
Wouldn't it just be easier to supply your own out the fucking box?
Please note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not.
So why do they look alike, you idiots?
Additionally, to transfer data from Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account to use the System Transfer feature.
Oh god.
With this feature, you can transfer save data, digital games, and more.
Unless they're incompatible!
We're also releasing a new Pro controller.
Laps in Wii U Pro.
It has a C button, which launches Game Chat, and on the back, there are new GL and GR buttons, which you can use to assign existing button controls.
It's just the Wii U Pro controller again!
In addition, an audio jack has been added.
The Wii U already did this!
We've introduced a few new features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer article on the website, where the three of us will talk about the development of Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you'll check that out as well.
Yeah, we'll see.
And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date.
It won't matter to me if I don't actually get the console sooner.
Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
Oh, wonderful! Won't get it.
We're very much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
Well, I'm gonna be waiting longer since it's going to be likely very goddamn expensive.
Now, broadly speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games.
What type of games now?
The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games.
Obviously, but there's more.
These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2.
All of them should be doing that equally.
The second type is compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch.
There should be a fuckload of compatible games.
Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games are the third type.
Oh god, please explain this shit.
Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more.
That should have been available across the board.
Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Oh god, of course.
Please take a look.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2.
Hopefully it's actually a free update.
The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls,
Wow!
audio recognition,
Don't share your fucking secrets.
more expressive rumble,
Strong enough for a massage?
and gameplay that uses a camera accessory,
Is it in 4K?
all of which can be accessed on Switch 2.
Not without a subscription.
Let's check out 3 new and updated modes.
So it's the definitive version. Okay.
First up is Mario Party mode.
Of course.
With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities.
Without lag?
You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions in real time.
Without lag?
Or 4 friends can take the party online.
Nintendo, I can see that they're all standing in the same goddamn backdrop, okay? I'm not stupid.
Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins.
What do they win?
Bowser will bring you on stage to
Perform naked?
hit blocks to collect the most coins.
They're literally punching air.
Guide an RC car with your voice.
That could annoy the shit out of neighbors in apartments.
And compete in other minigames using full body movement and sound.
If there's no accidents.
Finally, take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off.
How secured is this roller coaster ride?
Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
How are they not falling out of the roller coaster while shooting things in the sky? Are they not protected?
When you enter a pipe, a minigame will begin.
Like Sonic 2.
There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm.
That's weird.
And one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects.
You know, drifting could fuck all of this up badly.
Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive minigames. How quickly can you reach the station?
I'm unsure about it.
From minigames that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls, and rumble, the biggest party yet is getting even bigger. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th.
I'll just wait far into the future to get either of them.
Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Oh, fuck that. It should already be fucking free.
Please look forward to a new Mario Party experience where you can see each other's reactions while playing. Let's continue presenting some more Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games.
By all means, continue. Oh, okay. We got Legend of Zelda. As always.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates.
Too bad the first Switch wasn't capable to.
And also support HDR, which makes the image more vibrant, so you can play with smoother, higher definition graphics.
It's about fucking time you upgraded your goddamn technology to do this shit.
Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes.
What Zelda Notes? What are these notes supposed to do?
This new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices.
What is this, a digital strategy guide?
It's a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles.
You greedy bastards!
For example, it can help guide you to various locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
This is essentially cheating! It's a strategy guide! Just say it's a fucking strategy guide and not sugarcoat it! That's what you're having these people pay for, are you fucking kidding?
Or you can share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create in their game.
Now that actually seems like something original. That might be a useful tool. But it also would have been very useful if you already had it in the original goddamn version of the game instead of separating it for further exploitation!
We hope these features will make your adventures even more enjoyable.
I think the original already has enough content to overshadow the new ones.
In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to enjoy an additional story exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along with improved graphics and frame rate.
Why are they separating content for the Switch 2? God damn it!
This story takes place in the Forgotten Land after being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes.
This would have been nice to give the original owners, but they have to buy a Switch 2!
We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure.
I'll look forward to it if I ever get a Nintendo Switch 2. But we'll see what happens, but right now that's not the case.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Are the differences similar to the previous games with separate content that's exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2? Because if so, don't expect me to be excited.
In addition to standard controls, you can use mouse controls for intuitive gameplay on Switch 2.
Nintendo, this sounds like another goddamn gimmick.
Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second, or enjoy smoother action in Full HD at 120 frames.
PC would just be seamless.
Choose from these two modes, both of which support HDR, based on your preference and playstyle.
Neither matters if I didn't enjoy the game.
Plus, Pokemon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year, will not only receive a Nintendo Switch version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well.
Of course it fucking does!
By taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio City with enhanced resolution and frame rate.
You know, I would rather play the other Pokemon games, but unfortunately you shut down the fucking eShop, you bastards.
The Nintendo Switch 2 edition games you just saw will be available as both physical and digital versions.
I'd rather have a free backwards compatible version.
And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade.
Fuck your expensive upgrade packs!
We hope you're looking forward to these Nintendo Switch 2 edition games.
Nintendo, read the fucking room. We want backwards compatibility!
Next, I'd like to introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controllers.
I knew this shit would be another new goddamn gimmick.
Please take a look.
Fine, show us. What is this game? In case this hasn't been realized already, Nintendo is the king of gimmicks. They've been doing this since their heyday with video games. They're only good at making gimmicks to make them be the selling point. What in the fuck? Am I seriously seeing a Rocket League ripoff featuring handicapped people playing basketball in a fucking wheelchair? This is retarded! These motherfuckers made a game about handicapped people playing basketball!
In Drag and Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as mice to intuitively pull off various moves. We hope you're looking forward to a new twist on 3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls.
This is fucking stupid!
Next, here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Finally, some normal games and not the other shit!
I have long observed the lands between.
This seems familiar. Is this Elden Ring or something?
This world is in dire need of repair.
No, okay, it is. I still haven't played this game yet.
You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden.
What I've decided to do is that I'm not going to immediately do a marathon of Elden Ring. Instead, what I'm going to do is play everything in chronological order and wait until it's the right time.
I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
I would have already played this if I had a Switch 2, but instead I'll be playing the PC version far into the future. Hopefully.
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games.
Welcome!
Here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
I didn't play the first one.
Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time.
Nintendo likes witches.
You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth.
Like a rogue game?
Getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory.
Interesting.
It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not.
Didn't play the original.
Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
Alrighty then.
皆さんこんにちは。カプコンの中山です。
Konnichiwa!
我々がお届けするタイトルは
What game is it?
ストリートファイター6です。
Not surprised.
本体を持ち寄っての対戦はもちろん、
Not surprised.
任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モードもあります。
So much exclusives!
ソフトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクターを収録した Years 1、2 Fighters Edition の2バージョンを、さらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボカードも一緒にスイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。楽しみに。
I want to see Rainbow Mika Amiibo.
Initiating arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
This seems like a mecha game.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted,
2 wars?
we will finally be liberated from humans.
Oh, it's like that.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
That's one hell of a way to sell your body and put it on the line.
Thanks for the warm welcome!
I'm unsure who to root for here.
This planet will be ours.
I guess that's the villain.
The Sovereign Axiom.
Transformium.
The Trinitas.
Trinity.
Has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
Of course.
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart! All children bring hope to our lives.
Well, that was interesting, but I'll play it on Steam if I ever get it.
Hey, this is Joseph Fares from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free.
Not without a hot female friend.
Let me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me.
What about A Way Out?
And of course, you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
I'll just get the PC port, and it needs a single-player mode.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform.
It's the same shit.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
No, it's not. It's the same bullshit.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software.
Oh, hi.
We're bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2.
It's about goddamn time.
With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions.
How seamless exactly?
You'll be immersed in the Wizarding world like never before.
I'd know if I had already played it.
And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure.
So it's just imitating the PC port. Oh, okay.
Discover the enhanced magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2.
Well, I'll just get the PC port since I don't have a Switch. Hey, I recognize this. This is the boat stage from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, except that now it's been rendition. You know, this isn't the first time they've tried to remake Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. They actually did this long ago, even before the Unreal Engine versions. Believe it or not, we also had a version called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X that featured not only Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, but also Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. And then years later, they started renditioning the stages within the other games, such as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 renditioning certain stages from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. And if you really cared and had Tony Hawk's Underground 2, they had more stages that were renditioned that you could recognize. I'm just letting you know so that way there's nobody out there that could say that I've never played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater because I've had most of the entries.
Hello, this is Christian Elverdam from IO Interactive.
Yeah, the ones who have Hitman.
We are bringing our flagship title,
of course,
Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2.
Well, I'm not surprised, but I'm glad to know.
As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish his mission.
He's had many more prior.
And how each mission progresses will vary depending on the player's imagination.
Of course, especially if there's a lot to do.
Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2.
Hopefully with all content intact instead of how it was before.
Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
Perfect Dark? Of course it's 007. It couldn't be anything else but 007. Although it does have a lot to live up to. Hopefully it'll be a lot better than the other games if it's trying to be more innovative.
James Bond.
But we'll see what happens.
The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
And solid 60 frames? Okay, we'll see.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn.
It appears as Final Fantasy, but it's not.
Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition.
I have a 3DS, but I didn't play this game.
Featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles, change and customize jobs to build out your very own party.
As Final Fantasy.
Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and enhancements, and all new minigames with unique ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Set foot in Luxembourg as a warrior of light once more.
I'm surprised that it wasn't released there already. Of course, we're going to talk about Yakuza. Alright, since he's going to be speaking in his natural dialect, I would like for you to know that I already have the original version of Yakuza 0. I bought it less than $20 during a pre-order on Steam, and the fact that they have a director's cut version of this that's suddenly being released is weird. It's very interesting to see that they've decided to release a director's cut, although it should have been released long ago. Hopefully this shit is free and not forcing people to pay for it. I already paid for this game. I'm not fucking paying anything higher.
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners, but for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. Please take a look.
Hopefully it's not another goddamn handicap sports game. Oh, Koei Tecmo. That's a good sign. Hopefully if it's something that's worthwhile. You know, they got Ninja Gaiden, but what more could they make with Nintendo?
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens,
It looks like hell.
joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface.
Dwelling what?
Their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom.
What kingdom? Kingdom of Fire?
But in time, a terrible evil arose.
Of course there's always evil arriving. This shit always happens in this type of story.
A war was fought to vanquish this evil.
Is this Zelda?
One which future generations would call...
More specifically, is this Hyrule Warriors again? Because it looks like it.
The imprisoning war.
Well, since this franchise has been around long enough, it's unsurprising that there's been.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
Hopefully they don't inadvertently cause a time paradox and change the future, assuming they're logical with this whole thing here.
So that's Hyrule Castle?
Well, it clearly seems so.
Then that must mean this really is the past.
Right, so that means you gotta do something about it to prevent all that bullshit from happening. It seems that the direction of this story is gonna be taking quite a turn, but I'm not gonna be able to say anything about it because this is going to clearly be on the Switch 2 exclusively, and that means I'm not going to be able to have access to it unless I do get a Switch console. But since I'm not getting a Switch console anytime soon, unless things were different, I do believe that the Hyrule Warriors franchise does have its fans for a reason. But at this time, I'm not one of its biggest fans, so I'm not really excited about what I'm saying. But maybe with the direction of this story, it might cause some intrigue. So if I ever do get a Switch, this might be one of the very first games that I do play in this franchise. Although I do prefer doing it in chronological order.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment.
That's one hell of a title.
It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games with support from Nintendo.
Of course, because they made Dynasty Warriors.
We hope you're looking forward to the untold story of the Imprisoning War.
So it's a prequel.
Which took place in Hyrule.
So it's another prequel game. I shouldn't be surprised that you guys are doing that.
And now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online.
Fuck Nintendo Switch Online.
You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2.
No shit, it's exploitive as fuck.
And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack,
further fucking exploitive,
you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2.
No shit.
Please take a look at this.
Okay, what's next? Well, that's very good to know that you guys are finally fucking acknowledging the GameCube after all these years.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001. Here are the titles that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton, Link sets sail on an adventure across the Great Sea. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Transcending history and the world. A tale of souls and swords eternally retold. In this 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon. And Link, from the Legend of Zelda series, enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world of white-knuckle racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online.
Not with those other goddamn restrictions that were mentioned earlier.
Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original release.
Emulation is still doing it better.
You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking.
That's wonderful, because that way we don't have to be restrained to 2 fucking Joy-Cons.
More titles will be added in the future.
Yeah, how many fucking games? Because there were plenty of GameCube games, Nintendo. You've got a lot to work with here.
Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2 exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack launches the same day as the hardware's release.
I'd still prefer backwards compatibility.
And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released.
With the C button!
It can connect wirelessly and also has a C button to quickly access...
You motherfuckers said the C button was new!
The Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
I'll just wait for it on a sale.
Whether you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before,
not all of them,
we hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classic.
It's fucking random.
Of course, you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2.
With the C button!
Okay, let's see some more games from our publishing and development partners.
I could only imagine what other partners have their games released for this platform. What in the fuck is that? Hey, no, don't get too close to me. What the hell? I think I know what this is. This is Deltarune, isn't it? Well, unfortunately, I don't have all the chapters, but it's nice to know that they're releasing it like this in full. Holy fuck, they're still continuing this trailer. Okay, I guess I'll be talking through the rest of it. As I've mentioned already, I'm very familiar with this game, but I haven't shared my full experience of it. Perhaps in the future if things are different, because I'm not one of its biggest fans. I am aware that it does have a very large fan base, but unfortunately I don't fit into that category. It's one of those games that I did have on my list of stuff that I wanted to play, but unfortunately at this time that's not going to be something that I'll immediately get into. I wanted to have all of the chapters in full, and of course playing it on PC. But we'll see what happens. For now, I think the Switch 2 port is the one that most people are going to be enjoying. Me not being one of them because I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2, obviously.
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox.
Fuck off!
Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2!
I don't give a fuck.
Borderlands is back!
Rehashed!
Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons!
It's the same shit!
We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made.
Doubtful.
Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025. We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Same bullshit.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games.
Well, this is a new one.
We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7.
I need to play the first game.
In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history.
Sounds very hectic.
With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience.
Just play it on PC!
Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2.
Of course, as others.
And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version,
I don't.
You can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade.
Or I could just play the PC port.
And we have even more news from 2K.
Let me guess, sports games?
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Is it now?
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
Maybe if you motherfuckers weren't delisting all the games, it wouldn't be much of a fucking hassle.
4 kids find this old tattered man.
Mother?
Off they went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation.
Mother?
Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees.
Isn't this just Stranded all over again?
Awesome! You nailed it!
That was too fast.
Hook, line, and sinker.
It seems as if they're making a fucking amusement park.
Tastes amazing.
How in the fuck are they getting all these fresh ingredients and making all this shit so fast?
Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top.
What kind of fucking island is this? Where in the fuck is Tom Hanks?
Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time for home.
That's what they should have been doing before instead of building a fucking amusement park. It appears in this proportion of the presentation, they're mostly showing games that have been shown in other presentations unrelated to Nintendo, while also showing certain things from earlier in this presentation. And that's totally fine because, for the most part, I don't have the majority of the games that are shown here. Even without a Nintendo Switch 2 console, some of these games are already available elsewhere, such as PC. I kept mentioning PC because Nintendo seems to be copying elements of PC, even though they've tried to do this a long time ago when they, gave out Mario Paint and all that other shit. What I can say so far is that although there are some intrigue, there are certain games here that I've already seen elsewhere that I don't really have too much excitement for now, because I know inevitably they're going to be released again, and also because I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2 console, it's not surprising that they're going to be released on launch. But that's very interesting to see that just now there's so many other titles that are just now going to be released for the Nintendo Switch 2 platform, not just on launch, but also in general. Half of these games would have never been able to be played on the Nintendo Switch 2 if they were using the same hardware from the first one, and now that they've made upgrades for the first fucking goddamn time, now we'll see an avalanche of content that we've never seen before. Assuming, of course, they actually retain their quality and don't just downgrade shit just because they have differences in this one. I'm unsure what more to say about this until they actually show another new presentation with somebody making commentary, but all I could say about this is that I hope that some of these games find their success, because it's obvious that some of these games that are locked down to Nintendo have a lot of expectations following them, especially if they're utilizing the features that Nintendo likes to put out as a gimmick. I mean, obviously Nintendo has to be proud of something if they're putting out games that have to use their gimmicks. And the games that are utilizing these features that they've been talking about so goddamn much have to be worthwhile. Otherwise, why not just play them on PC? They keep talking about the controls, but most of this shit has already been around with motion controls. Remember that? You did it already on the Wii console, but whatever.
We We've shown a lot of games so far.
No shit.
The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners.
Are you sure about that?
Please take a look.
Alright then, what is it? Okay, this already seems ominous. Somebody's sitting in a chair. I'm unsure if they're dead or some other shit. I'll just assume that they're sleeping because there's no way they're gonna show a person dead already in the beginning of this trailer. Somebody's reaching out. This is some reach for the moon shit that I would see from Capcom. I mean, if you look at the similarities here, I mean...
I give you...
Give him what?
My blood.
You give him... What, is he a fucking vampire or something?
I give you...
What else are you giving him?
My life.
Whoa, okay, that's a real sacrifice there.
Turn.
Wait.
A wheel.
Is this seriously a vampire story?
And transport him.
Okay, transporting where?
To a night of moonlight.
Okay, this is obviously about being vampires.
To humanity's very dust.
Unless this motherfucker is secretly a werewolf, I'm unsure what to make of this trailer because it definitely seems as if it has to deal with vampires. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time there was a publisher and developer that was doing a game like that. Okay, I recognize this company's name, but I'm unsure what the hell this story is about. So far, it deals with something very dark, so I will assume that this game is probably going to be M-rated, which is no problem at all. But in any case, it's not M-rated, and it still is dark. What fucking story is this about? Additionally, based on the material that I'm seeing right now, is this going to be another rogue game? Is this going to be another elongated adventure where this guy is using a sword or whatever else and fighting up against a bunch of fucking random enemy types and bosses that somehow have highly extended health bars that requires enormous amounts of strength to take them out? In addition, it could just be another open world game with certain elements that are like that without going to the extreme. But even more so, this does seem like something that needs to explain itself with all these pretty visuals. What in the fuck is that? I'm intrigued by what I'm seeing, but I have to know whether or not it's not just going to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive. Alright, right now I'm starting to get my answers. It does seem like it does have some open world elements. It does seem like it does require the player to be very careful when they're fighting certain enemy types, but I really do hope that this is not another Souls-like game because there's too many of them already. But I guess I should lower my expectations because of the company.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon.
The moon?
As befits the soon to depart.
Okay then.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
This is gonna be some fucked up shit. I can just tell that this game's going to probably have an epic story, but just based on how it is, it'll probably take a while to get through it because again, the company responsible for this is known for certain games that have a similar format with similar characters, but we'll see how further they take this. Who knows whether or not it'll be simple or challenging.
Moon tears will flow for one.
Uh-oh, it seems like it's a boss fight, and this guy's in his goddamn pajamas.
And one alone.
Yep, I should have known this was gonna happen. Alright, Dustblood seems like it's gonna be quite a game, but I'd rather wait for the PC port. Okay, what the hell? There's a mammal on the table with wings. Well, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because the company makes a lot of weird shit, but okay, is this gonna be important? I guess we'll know. 2026. Oh, fuck off! Bring it on the other platforms. I don't want to play it on the Switch too, unless I get the console.
What you just saw was a brand new game by From Software.
Hopefully it'll be on PC too, because why not?
We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details about the game, so please check it out when it's available.
I probably won't, but I'll definitely seek the release date.
That's all from our publishing and development partners.
Oh, really? Okay, fine.
We'd like to thank the developers who appeared today, as well as our publishing and development partners who prepared footage for this presentation.
Yeah, most of them are impressive, or at least for the most part, because they're on your console now.
In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Unsurprisingly, because it's upgraded.
We'll showcase more games in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
As long as you continue maintaining your hardware.
Next, please take a look at this.
Oh, one more announcement? Okay, let's see what it is. Okay, apparently they've got one more announcement. What could it be? That would be the biggest surprise of them all in this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Okay, we see something floating in the sky. It looks like a big star. Is it Mario related? Because obviously Mario is something that they never stop fucking talking about. There's always that superstar flying in the sky. Wait, that's Kirby! So this confirms that they're actually releasing another new Kirby game, like they've done many other times before on the other goddamn consoles. But this is something that's very interesting to me because they've decided to save this for last instead of showing it earlier. Usually they would show Mario directly before any of this, and at the end. But to see Kirby returning again is special because there's many Nintendo franchises that they've seemingly fucking forgot about. But understandably so because they've been exploiting their other franchises for too long. There's so many games that they've been releasing on all of their platforms to the point to where there's no innovation anymore. So hopefully this new Kirby game is actually innovative. They've done it so many times with Mario, so why in the fuck couldn't they do it with Kirby? And then of course you got Donkey Kong, but that's another story. Kirby Air Ride? This is a fucking racing game. Air Riders. Alright, you're emphasizing the racing game. Alright. So they couldn't go for anything else with the single-player experience. They just had to do another fucking racing game. God damn it, Nintendo. All you had to do was make a full story with Kirby.
Kirby Air Ride, which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game.
Kirby Kart Double Dash.
We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai.
It seems it could be fun, but I'm not that excited.
Next is our last trailer for today.
What?
Please take a look.
There's more? Okay, fuck. Okay, what in the hell is this last announcement that Nintendo has in this presentation? So far, there's a very colorful and lively set of environments. They definitely look like stages that somebody would be able to explore, because let's face it, Nintendo is fully interested with making everything a fucking open world environment now, but it seriously doesn't seem like something that's familiar, so I don't know what to say about it. I'm unsure what it is, so hopefully it's a new game. Alright, we see something busting through the wall. Is it the Kool-Aid Man? What could it be? Donkey Kong! They actually brought DK back! I was making a joke about this. I didn't think they'd actually bring him back after all this time, but it's about time because it's been way too fucking long. Yeah, the franchise is severely overplayed since the first Nintendo console, but this is the perfect time for them to try some innovation with a franchise that's been left behind for too long. There's been too many Super Mario games that have been overshadowing other franchises that obviously deserved better, and Nintendo seeing the money with this one is a great idea. So hopefully they actually did something very meaningful with this particular Donkey Kong installment instead of rehashing the same shit, because again, they're trying to emphasize the open world environment. So let's see just how open it really is. Maybe eventually, if they really give a damn, we'll see a remake of Diddy Kong Racing, or possibly a new version with more expanded content. Oh shit, Nostalgia Trip! It's not really telling me much about the story, so I can only assume that it's actually more interesting than what I'm led on to believe. But if I'm being really honest and going back into Donkey Kong's past, Donkey Kong tried this shit already with Donkey Kong 64, but sadly, you know, the Nintendo 64 was very fucking flawed, and most people that are purists of Nintendo wouldn't have the balls to admit it, because that game had a lot of potential, and could still have more potential today if they had a remake of it. God damn, this trailer is long. I've noticed that there's a lot of stuff in here that they could have saved for the full game instead of spoiling it. I'm unsure if I want to finish watching this, because they're showing a lot of footage from in the game. Maybe it's over now. Yeah, it's over now. Okay, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm definitely interested, if I ever get a Nintendo Switch 2, but we'll see what happens. He definitely survived that, because he's been through worse. Believe me.
That was a brand new 3D platforming action game starring Donkey Kong called Donkey Kong Bonanza.
It's a fitting title.
With incredible strength, smash through enemies, walls, the ground, and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Seems good.
Thank you for watching so far.
Of course I had to watch it. It was very important that I watch this particular presentation about this console.
To recap, Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
That was a lot sooner than I thought it would be.
Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch.
What?
We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World.
That should have already been like that, just like the GameCube with Super Mario Sunshine.
For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website, which goes live later today.
I've got to give Nintendo credit for getting this shit out so fast.
We've covered a lot of information.
Yeah.
But that's all we have to share for today.
Oh, finally.
You'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch.
I'll be waiting longer anyway.
We're very much looking forward to everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2.
Well, I'm not going to be doing that sooner.
We appreciate you joining us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the presentation. Holy shit, that was very long. And very interesting. So now that the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is finally over, there's many things that I want to address that I've been holding back since the beginning. Most of the things that I'm going to say isn't just about the console, but in general about their creative decisions. Some of which that are extremely questionable that I definitely need to address. Firstly, I want to talk about some of the positive things about this console. And the only major good thing that I can say about it is that it's a massive improvement over everything before it. I'm mostly referring to the fact that Nintendo has been holding back their hardware for years. They've been doing this shit ever since they released the first Wii console. At the time, the Wii console achieved many things, but one of the major things that it didn't achieve was higher resolution and frame rates unless you were using third-party components. Nintendo's console wasn't the only one that had this accessibility, but for the most part, the issue here is that they weren't doing it themselves. You had to rely on other people who were far more intelligent and resourceful to do all this shit. There's too many shameless apologists for Nintendo that would tell you that there's nothing wrong. But there is something wrong. There was always something fucking wrong. And finally, they've been convinced after realizing that there's too many developers and publishers who can't have their game flawlessly on their console without either downgrading it or putting it on their stupid fucking and heavily flawed cloud service. Don't give me any bullshit telling me that it was impossible. It was always possible. But Nintendo refused to do that for almost 2 decades until the Switch console. I'm not just referring to the fact that they needed native higher resolution. I'm aware that that existed since the Wii U. I'm not just referring to the visuals and frame rates. I'm talking about all across the board. That way, it's not difficult for other developers to port their fucking games to their console so they don't have to worry about downgrading, canceling, or resorting to some other bullshit service. This was a very important announcement. They needed to talk about this because they've made too many mistakes in the past. But with those positives comes their flaws, which they are never going to be exempt from, because I have found many flaws with this console. One of the first things that concerned the hell out of me was the fact that you can't use your previous SD cards. Any SD cards from the first Switch console are entirely incompatible. They're not going to play any of the games that you already installed, and there's certain limitations. I believe this is one of the dumbest fucking things that Nintendo has done, because their cards should be universal. They should be working simultaneously. There's no reason to be forced to buy an entirely new SD card, even if they're distinctive with their storage capabilities, when they're too fucking similar. Why in the fuck would Nintendo want me to do this? I shouldn't have to do this. I should be able to use one SD card for both fucking consoles that have the same goddamn purpose. These cards are too identical. Even if you flip these fuckers around and notice the differences, they're not that extensive. And a much bigger concern is the fact that they're not doing this themselves. They're not providing these to the consumers out the damn box. It's not a new concept that this mistake has been done before. But even Microsoft knew to do better than this. Even when Microsoft released the first Xbox console, you're allowed to save everything internally. You were able to use memory cards separate, but primarily save your content within the damn console. They didn't make this shit complicated. So why didn't Nintendo realize this? Why in the fuck are they forcing people to buy SD cards instead of already providing them? At this point, I shouldn't be surprised. But unfortunately, that's what I'm feeling, because they're promoting this as the successor to the previous Switch console with all of these goddamn upgrades, but can't do the smallest fucking things to make a bigger difference. Nothing about this should be ignored. This is something that they should have already done, just like how they should have already added backwards compatibility to the previous library of people who already bought their products on the Wii's. This part is also important because I can't ignore the fact that they're forcing people to use Nintendo Switch Online to play the other half of their fucking library that they've already bought. I shouldn't be forced to use Nintendo Switch Online to emulate any of the games that I've already bought from the fucking eShop. There were too many games being sold on those platforms. You can't play any of the games from the Wii, Wii U on any of the Switch consoles because you're either forced to emulate selective titles or wait for them to be remastered and remade. Even if there's a certain amount of Switch 1 games that are compatible with the Switch 2, it doesn't change the fact that Nintendo has missed out on a grand opportunity, especially if they're implementing emulation. Are you fucking serious when you tell me that they can't do this? Are you seriously telling me that they can't make any of those previous games capable to be emulated? They can't find a way to have them ported? They can't find a way for people that have previously purchased products from previous consoles to find a way to play them? Not without Nintendo Switch Online. Somehow they can't play them. If you're a complete buffoon and apologist for Nintendo that doesn't realize I'm referring to the digital copies, then obviously you wouldn't understand. Because on the subject about subscribing to Nintendo, why in the fuck are you forced to subscribe to do a goddamn goddamn party chat. This entire game chat concept could have been simple if they just allowed this to be free. Video and voice chat shouldn't require a fucking subscription. This is obviously the main focus of their console, to have people connected. But something as simple as voice and video chat is restrained by this goddamn subscription service. Why are they deliberately forcing people to subscribe to something that should have already been free? Hypothetically speaking, if I did have a Switch 2 console, I wouldn't be buying this motherfucking webcam if its sole purpose is restrained by this fucking subscription service. Because at that point, it's nothing but fucking paperweight. And if I can't use any other webcam that I already have, then why in the fuck would I want to waste my money, time, and energy? I don't need to set any of that shit up if all I'm forced to do is subscribe to utilize them. I could easily do this shit for free with a free-to-play game without having to subscribe. But aside all of that, there is still an important question that hasn't been answered, and that's about the fucking drifting issue. They're boasting about how this goddamn controller can attach and detach from the console. Well, if it's so fucking capable to seamlessly do all of that shit, what about any potential drifting issues? The least thing that I'm concerned about is whether or not I can put the controller back. Controllers could be anywhere. I should still be able to use them if they're still functioning. But the main function that bothers me is whether or not it'll drift. After prolonged usage, I should still be able to use it without this motherfucker falling apart. I shouldn't be forced to buy another set of Joy-Con controllers, all just because of your faulty ass fucking hardware. There's no amount of higher definition and faster frame rates that I could ever see myself enjoying if I can't do the simple task of using a controller if its main problem is drifting. Which brings me to another thing that has bothered me since the beginning of this presentation. This is a major thing that follows this issue with the controllers, and I've been seeing this occur for too long. It's the fact that once more, Nintendo is using another gimmick to sell their product. This isn't a new concept. They've been doing this for decades. But this is the last fucking time it should be tolerated, because once more they're doing it again with these motherfucking controllers. My concern here isn't just about innovation. It's the fact that this has been already done. We've already seen this before. The Wii console already fucking pioneered this. It already did this the first time, and you are rehashing the fuck out of it. There's nothing that the Switch is doing now that hasn't already been done on the Wii consoles. They're just rehashed ideas that are repackaged into a newer format. These newer controllers may have some slight differences, but for the most part, they are doing the exact same shit they've already established. There's no amount of pretty colors and nostalgia to convince me that this is innovative. I'm not shutting down the idea that they're trying to be innovative, but it is difficult when they're simply taking ideas that they've already done and repackaging the fuck out of them. They're trying to implement PC elements to the Nintendo Switch 2, something that they've done long ago on the Super Nintendo, especially if you owned a copy of Mario Paint. So while it seems that some of these ideas are important now, my question is, why in the fuck didn't they do this before? Why are they waiting until the Switch 2 instead of already having it previously available on its predecessor? Because if you're trying to promote games that utilize these features, it would have been more resourceful to already have it introduced, so that way, with the convenience of backwards compatibility or these bullshit expensive upgrades, you wouldn't have to worry about people having to repeat the process. They wouldn't have to go through all these extra steps to do all of these things if they were already there. Such as being able to use their fucking webcam and microphone during a fucking party chat! It's as if your predecessor to this console is a complete setback, and this console is doing everything that it didn't and should have done already. I'd continue talking about this console, but it would prolong this video further. But there is one more thing I do want to say before I finish this. And I'm specifically directing this towards Nintendo and their fans. I mentioned earlier that whatever I said shouldn't have been invalidated just because I didn't currently own this console. Someone's legitimate observations shouldn't be invalidated, especially if they're important things to think about. Because invalidating what they're saying, especially if it's about something that you're failing to realize, it only makes it difficult to give Nintendo true feedback. Nintendo needs plenty of feedback so they'll avoid previous mistakes that they've been making for decades. I said this when I reacted to my first Nintendo Direct experience. It's totally fine to be skeptical. It's totally fine to be worried whether or not something being released by Nintendo is faulty, or flawed, or completely underutilized, as with many other examples. Because as with many other things that I've talked about, it's inevitable to not reach their fullest expectations, thus leaving their audiences completely deceived and disappointed. With everything that I've talked about, for the most part, those are genuine concerns that Nintendo should be considering to talk about. They should be addressing these things from this point on, because it's the only way for them to maintain stability with their company. If they want to still have an identity in the gaming market, instead of leaving them unresolved and creating more. Nintendo products always have potential, but they've made too many mistakes because they're too focused on trying to quickly innovate instead of focusing on properly establishing their foundation. I know that Nintendo's been around longer than most of the people that have been making video games. In fact, these motherfuckers have been around longer than when video games were finally developed. They've literally been around for over 100 years. But I refuse to be fucking lied to and believe that they never fucked up a lot of shit along the way. To this day, I could still count many of previous fuck-ups by Nintendo. But they could learn from these fuck-ups and improve. There's plenty of time for improvement, and Nintendo has nothing to lose. All it takes is for them to stop fucking rushing the next product out just because they're desperate to be innovative and persuade people to temporarily pay for something that'll inevitably become fucking e-waste. But it doesn't have to be that way. They don't have to have any more e-waste, as well as many other things that they didn't have to make mistakes with. I hope someday that Nintendo realizes this. As with the hardcore fans understanding that Nintendo isn't flawless. You motherfuckers aren't helping them make progress. You're holding them back. And if you do realize that there's something wrong and finally talking about it, don't stop. Continue telling them, because that's exactly what I continue to do and won't stop doing. I'm unsure when or if I'll ever get a Nintendo Switch console, along with sharing my experiences with my entire library as I would have with my 3DS and potentially previous consoles if I still had them. But until that happens, if that ever happens, and when that happens, this was the Venturous Gamer, and I hope you've enjoyed your Venturous experience. What kind of fucked up Nintendo game has you controlling cripples? With the C button!